175,000 visas revoked. Marco Rubio confirmed that on Fox. Sexual assault, child abuse, fraud, drunk drivers on your streets, and foreigners who cheered Charlie Kirk's assassination. Look, we sat in that courtroom coverage in July. Now Rubio's at the podium with 11 seconds that gut 60 years of visa doctrine. Julissa Salazar was 19 years old, found on the floor of her Tucson apartment with trauma on her neck. Police say her boyfriend, Varun Bachagari, strangled her. Here on an F1 student visa with a documented history of domestic violence. He stole her phone, texted her mother, pretending to be her, then ran for a plane. And that's what this number means to your family. So stay with me because I'm rolling Rubio's full clip, the exact words that torch 60 years of visa doctrine in about 11 seconds. You see, the 20-year-old on a student visa boarded a plane at Tucson International and almost made it home to India. And that is how fast things move when nobody's watching the door. And the same thing goes for your savings. We've got midterm elections coming up with control of Congress on the line, and markets hate uncertainty. Uncertainty breeds volatility. So this could be the most volatile stretch for stock market and the economy that we've seen. And that's why I keep physical gold and silver to hedge the volatility. Noble Gold Investments has spent over a decade helping everyday Americans protect their wealth with precious metals. And they make it simple, easy, and safe. Go to nextnewsgold.com or call Noble Gold at that number you see there, 877-646-5347. For America's 250th birthday, mention my name and get one of these beautiful 10-ounce silver bars when you open a new qualified account. Don't let Election Day arrive without a plan. Now back to Rubio's doctrine. Up from 100,000 in December. That's 75,000 more revocations in 8 months, and Caroline Leavitt put it in writing. Zero tolerance. Now watch what the White House says comes next. Birth tourism run by foreign crime syndicates. And now we're going to get to Rubio unedited. First on Fox, the State Department has revoked more than 175,000 visas since the start of President Trump's second term, up from 100,000 in December. Multiple visas revoked for immigrants who celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk. So Fox gets the number first, and now the White House puts it out officially, saying it plain, zero tolerance. Under the Trump administration, State Department has revoked 175,000 visas from foreign nationals who committed crimes, called for violence against Americans, defrauded citizens, or threatened national security. There is zero tolerance for those who break America's laws. And there is that photograph of Marco Rubio when he was filling in for Caroline Leavitt. A lot of people thought that was a presidential moment for him. I guess only 2028 will tell. So the White House account posts a number. Caroline Leavitt spells out the categories: visa violations, crimes, calls for violence. Quote, under President Trump, the United States has revoked more than 175,000 visas. She was quote tweeting rapid response. The State Department confirming it as well. This is all over the wire today. Same messaging, in unison. They're all reading from the same song sheet because they want to make sure everybody knows. 175,000 visas under the administration so far. Eric Doherty pulls the tape of Rubio saying the part nobody the swamp wants said out loud. Nobody is entitled to visas.
I've said this repeatedly. I don't know why it's so hard for some to comprehend it, so let me repeat it again. A visa, no one's entitled to a visa. There is no constitutional right to a visa. Okay, a visa is a permission to enter our country as a visitor. If you enter our country as a visitor, and as a visitor in our country, be it a student, a tourist, a journalist, whatever you want to be, and you undertake activities that are against the national interest and national security of the United States, we will take away your visa. In fact, if we knew you were going to do it, we probably wouldn't have given you your visa.
And that's the argument. And Gunter Eagleman breaks down the criminal side. The majority of new revocations were for serious criminal activity. Here's a Fox hit on that take.
175,000 visas since the start of President Trump's second term. That is up from the 100,000 in December. The majority of the new revocations were over criminal activity, including sexual assault, child abuse, fraud, reckless driving, and embezzlement. Multiple visas were also revoked for immigrants who celebrated Charlie Kirk's assassination. And this is live right now. We've got the HHS Secretary, RFK Jr., talking about food safety in this country and a big announcement. Let's watch.
Do within our legal power. We're using the authority that Congress has given HHS.
So we've been on the Kirk case since the courtroom hearings, and now here's Rubio on the people who cheered it. If they're already here, revoke their visas.
We are not in the business of inviting people to visit our country who are going to be involved in negative and destructive behavior. Okay, so why should, if I invite someone, if we invite someone to visit the United States of America as a student, as a tourist, as whatever, then they have a different, the standard they should be held to is very high. We shouldn't be bringing people into this country. We should not be giving visas to people who are going to come to the United States and do things like celebrate the murder, the execution, the assassination of a political figure. We should not. And if they're already here, we should be revoking their visa.
So he lays out the standard. Fox's Jillian Turner reports what's actually driving the record: law enforcement encounters, assault, DUI. Fox reports more.
The State Department tells Fox News officials have revoked a record-setting 175,000 U.S. visas from foreigners since the beginning of President Trump's second term. Quote, the majority of these visas were revoked due to law enforcement encounters for a range of criminal activity with assault, driving under the influence, theft, and drug crimes.
And now, this Fox segment, a speaker says we're liberating our communities from the scourge of migrant crime, adding that many of the visa revocations involved all of these things.
We're liberating our communities from the scourge of migrant crime.
A significant share of these 175,000 visas were revoked for sexual assault, child abuse, fraud, embezzlement, and reckless driving.
That includes illegal immigrant drivers. That includes foreigners here on visas that are driving drunk on our streets. We're not going.
And Fox reports the FBI is working to extradite a 20-year-old Indian suspect who faces first-degree murder after law enforcement sources say he fatally strangled his girlfriend in Tucson.
Right now, the FBI is working to extradite a 20-year-old Indian suspect back to the U.S. to face first-degree murder charges.
Hi, I'm Varun. I'm a business analytics student at the University of Arizona.
Law enforcement sources say that man fatally strangled his girlfriend in Tucson, Arizona Thursday before fleeing the country. He'd been in the U.S. on an F-1 student visa.
A visa is not a right, it is a privilege.
Fox reports the White House says that birth tourism run by foreign crime syndicates is the next focus.
Visas are not a right. There is no constitutional right to a visa.
The White House says the birth tourism industry run by foreign crime syndicates is where they will focus next.
Tens of thousands of people can come to this country in an organized fashion and give birth here purely for the sake of obtaining birthright citizenship.
Well, sources tell us that foreign visa holders who either commit visa fraud or crimes in the U.S. now pose an extreme threat to national security. They also say this latest sweep of visa revocations is the product of continuous law.
And back to the Tucson case, Fox reports Julissa Salazar was afraid of her boyfriend and planning to leave him, and now she's dead.
Friends, this young woman was so afraid of her boyfriend, she was planning to break up with him. Now she's dead and he's in custody halfway around the world after police say he tried to escape to his native India. 20-year-old Varun Bachagari was arrested in Germany after he allegedly strangled 19-year-old Julissa Salazar, a student at the University of
Such a sad story right there. Now the details, according to authorities.
Arizona. According to authorities, she was found on the floor of her Tucson apartment on Thursday with obvious signs of trauma on her neck. Detectives say that same day, Bachagari stole Salazar's phone and credit cards and sent a series of messages to her mother pretending to be her, which led to a welfare check request and the discovery of her.
And now police say that he went from Tucson to Germany with plans to go on to India.
Body. According to police, Bachagari traveled to the Tucson International Airport, where he boarded a flight to Germany with plans to continue to his home country of India. At the Berlin airport, German authorities, working with the FBI and Tucson police, were waiting to take him in.
He never made the connection. Police say he had a history of domestic violence.
Police say he had a history of domestic violence, including allegedly sexually assaulting Julissa Salazar in the past. Her family has now set up a GoFundMe, saying the 19-year-old leaves behind her parents and 2 younger sisters who love her and miss her more than words can express. Bachagari is now awaiting extradition back to...
Disgusting. Sickening. But that's why we got to get these people out of the country. Quote, a visa is a permission to enter our country as a visitor. And if we knew you were going to do it, we probably would not have given you your visa. Okay, every consulate careerist who stamped Bachagari's F1 and every university cashing that tuition check just got told on camera that the party's over. Name the schools sponsoring the visas. Name the consulates that rubber stamped a man with a domestic violence record. That is what accountability actually looks like. Not a press release, names. And do not let anyone shame you for asking. Julissa Salazar leaves behind 2, her sisters, a brother. Okay? 175,000 revocations is a Julissa that doesn't happen again. So share this with the person in your life who still thinks a visa is some kind of birthright owed to the whole planet. And drop a comment and tell me which school you want us digging into, because the job isn't finished, it's barely started. The people slow walking it are already at their desks tomorrow morning. Julissa Salazar's 2 little sisters are the reason 175,000 is more than a number. And Marco Rubio is not slowing down. Birth tourism is next on the board, and you want that reporting before the gatekeepers decide what version you get. Text White House to 844-840-4963. We are credentialed in the White House press pool. And the material that never makes the upload goes straight to your phone. And reading, of course, is one thing. Moving it is another. So text Signal to that very same number and enlist in the next news Signal Corps. Real missions, real ranks that report to the command center. Thousands of patriots are already in, so you need to get in tonight. And text 844-840-4963 and you're in.